Welcome everybody to the Vision Gaming Apex event here as part of the VGLAN 2025. I'm Hodge, joined alongside Gold, and it is going to be an epic day of action. We've got the first sort of section of the day here in Apex, and then later on we'll be doing some Rocket League as well. So it's going to be an incredible day of action here at Vision Gaming, and I'm happy to be here alongside Golds to get things started. And Golds, I mean, we've done a lot of Apex casts together, right? A couple of different Matchpoint finals. This is no different to that. We've got Matchpoint format, and you know, as someone who set up and organised a tournament yourself with Matchpoint, do you want to maybe run us over the format we've got here today?
So the format Vision Gaming are going to be hosting today is kind of similar to EWC if we watched EWC within the Apex kind of region. If you didn't, it's 60 points for Matchpoint. If you've never watched Apex though before, let me tell you what Matchpoint finals actually is to begin with. So every team must reach, not every team, but if a team reaches 60 points, they are eligible for Matchpoint, if you would. From that, then the next game they win the tournament overall. So there could be a team on 110 points and a team who is third who just got 60 points. Then the next game, that team in third place win and they take first, and the team on 110 points would take second. So this is what it makes Apex esports more unique, more passionate, if you would. And kind of sets it apart to other esports than there is. So it's definitely up for competition. As you can see with the scoreboard, with the point distribution and stuff, depending on where you place on the leaderboard, you get certain points. Same with per kill you get. It's 1 point per kill. So yeah, kind of very common with the match point, if you would. Matchpoint. What's the word I'm trying to think of?
The matchpoint
format.
Yeah,
format. That's
format.
the word. My brain is just fried today. So yeah, it's going to be definitely good. Big ups to Vision Gaming for hosting this, obviously. Trying to get their way into the Apex scene. We love to see that in the EMA region, more tournaments for players, more competitive opportunities. We love to see that, especially for tier 2. That's exactly what we need within Apex. However, Hodge, what maps are we going to be going over today?
Oh, we've got some interesting maps for you today, and we'll get a look at those on our screen as they come up. We're going to be swapping things over depending on what game we're going to be playing. The first game going to be taking place on World's Edge, second one on E-District, third on Stormpoint. Then we'll take a little bit of a break, and then when we come back, we will be sort of playing the maps over again, starting with World's Edge on map 4, and you get the idea, etc. But what I like about these different maps, Gold, is you often see teams opting to play these different playstyles depending on which of these maps it is. For example, World's Edge, you often see teams play quite a zone-heavy playstyle, and on E-District, you know, you often get a lot of that chaotic fighting just around the map, all over the place. Stormpoint can often be a little bit more slow-paced, a little bit more thought through by a lot of teams. So it's nice we're going to get to see loads of different playstyles on our tournament today, and also with the added sort of factor of not having all the teams in the lobby, not having a full lobby. Therefore, we will have the sort of added thing of how a team's going to adapt to, you know, not having a full lobby. Are we going to see just loads of fighting taking place? Are we going to see no fighting until round 6? We'll see how it turns out, but it's going to be an interesting sort of section of the day that we get ourselves into. But I mean, yeah, we've got our maps, we've got our format, and well, we're just waiting for our teams to all join in so we can get this finals started. Believe we are in fact waiting for one more player, so we're going to get our producer in to come and join on one of the teams that isn't playing, so we can just start the lobby and get the games going, because we do not have all day today, and we need to get things kicked off. But yeah, it's going to be a fantastic tournament, and you know, I wonder if there's going to be one of these teams who sort of stands out above the rest. I know, Golds, we've got some teams who, you know, a sort of important Swiss teams in the Swiss league. I mean, I've had fragments sort of send me some information before the tournament started about which some of these teams who should perform, which are some of these teams who are very big in the Swiss community. You know, a couple of them are, for example, Genetics, one of these teams who, hailing from Switzerland, were the lock and load winners of the 24-25, and then you've also got, you know, some teams who, for example, Alucard were, you know, top 3 in Switzerland in 2024. So we've got some heavy hitters in this lobby, and I'm excited to see how teams fare. Yeah,
definitely. Exactly with what you're saying with the lobby not being full. Will those teams that are the quote-unquote heavy hitters benefit off that, or will they choose to play that kind of more zone heavy playstyle? You know, in E-District, for instance, I'm not a big fan of E-District in general, but the only reason for that is because of how many openings there is, how you can bunker down easily in any POI. And to be honest, there's nothing wrong with the map at all. It's just I've just never really taken to it. I think the first map we are going to be playing today is going to be on World's Edge, which is obviously now within Pro League of Apex that's been taken out for Broken Moon, but I think a lot of teams are going to prefer World's Edge still being in. You know, it's old, reliable, it's been in the game for what, I don't even know how many years now, 5+ years this map is.
Been there a while.
Oh, it is the map when it comes to Apex, and when I seen it was in a map pool, I was very happy to see it, just because, you know, it's nice to see an old reliable being in it. The teams that are going to be playing are going to prefer that 100% in their favour. With what you're talking about, the Swiss teams playing in it, it's going to be interesting to see if their playstyle is different to other playstyles from other regions in the EMA kind of region. We have some teams from the UK, some from Germany. Kimmy's, I think, is a mix of German and English. I could be wrong. Same with Bloodwolves. I think they're also a mix of mainly British players, but also, I don't know where KNTO, I don't know how you say their name, Kinto is from. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that kind of playstyle changes, if there is much of a difference. But it's going to be definitely good. Some high quality games hopefully on the table today for everyone to see. And I'm gonna say my team to win it today is gonna be, I don't know why, I'm gonna say Team Genetics. I kind of like the name Genetics.
It is a pretty banging name, to be fair. You know, in terms of the different team names we've got on display today. I mean, we've got some fire team names, actually. Like you say, Team Genetics. We've also got VisionGaming, obviously, representing in their own tournament. But, you know, we've got some brilliant team names. We've got Heisenberg, we've got Alucard, we've even got a Boiler in here. So if anyone needs some extra plumbing work, then call the Boilers to come and assist with that. But in terms of who I think is going to come out on top today, I have no idea. I'll have a better judgment of that after game number 1, but I've got to go with one of the two teams who've shown us that me and Golds have seen play before, and see what they can do. I'm going to go with Kimmy's as a bit of a dark horse pick today, and we'll see what they're able to get done. But, you know, how many games do we think it's going to be in? I'm not sure. I mean, we both made some sort of vague predictions before the game started here, Golds, but if you had to sort of place your bets, if you had to be a betting man on how many games you think they're going today, then what would you say?
I am going to say game number 5, but you see, the bad thing is, all the casts I've done with Hodge and Matchpoint finals, he's got right, okay? So I'm hoping today that changes. I'm hoping today that changes.
I remember doing the finals of the last one, and I just got completely wrong. I went game 7, and I can't remember who I predicted to win, but they didn't win. So I know I'm not very good at predicting Matchpoint for finals, but hopefully we'll get it better today. So I'm going to say that we're going game 5, and I think it's going to be Kimmy's taking it. I think it's a bit difficult to sort of predict because obviously we do have a little bit of a different variable to how we would normally play in Apex compared to, obviously, normally you'd have a full lobby of 20 teams. This time, because we've got Challenger Circuit on at the same time, we do unfortunately only have about 10 teams, so it's going to be interesting to see how the lobby adapts. Our team's going to go crazy and get loads of points. Are we going to have very top heavy lobbies, or are we just going to be like sat at 20 points for the first 4 games? And then if that's the case, then we're going to be in for a long ride.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It really will be. And as you say, it's kind of unfortunate the overlap of CC being on at the same time as well with VisionGaming's Apex tourney. So it is very, very, very unfortunate in this kind of, what the word is, kind of coincidence of events that happen. But the joke is on the teams who aren't playing CC, because guess what? They're in a good chance to win some dosh today, Hodge. They're in a good chance to win and take it all. I believe today is the day we're going to see a game 5 Genetics win, and we're going to be going over, I believe, to game number 1 on World's Edge.
Yeah.
Exciting times. Exciting times.
It's going to be an interesting one. We've got the first game getting loaded up, getting started. Shout out to Goals for jumping in on Team 20 and just filling all the players we need there. But yeah, I'm very excited to see who's going to really show their cards first at the start of this tournament, really put their best foot forward and show us what they've got to offer here as we leap onto World's Edge to start off this event. So this is what I'm looking towards now. Are we going to get some sort of interesting legend picks that we would normally... there we go. Didn't have sound. That we would, normally not see. Are we? What are we going to get? I mean, what legends are we going to get? It's a big question here, Golds. Is it going to change depending on sort of how the lobby has sort of been set up, with only 10 teams instead of 20? A team's going to play more of aggressive play styles, or are we just going to see the same old, Ash, insert 2 legends here composition?
Ash P2020, joy that is
Ryan,
rolled over
special.
Apex. Oh, I am just jumping off the map, people. Just so you all know, I'm the man jumping off the map. So yes, we're okay. We're okay. I think it is kind of guaranteed we're going to see the P20s. Okay, it's such a kind of, what's the word? It's so overpowered right now that you're kind of putting yourself at a detriment if you aren't choosing the P20s over everything else. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. Maybe there was a patch last night that has made them the worst game in the world. I've not played the game 2 days, so I don't really know. Looks like Sharingan FPS or whoever it is has a ball in his hand, which is also pretty good to see. Yeah, look at this Loba. We're seeing a Loba Wraith. Interesting. Very, very interesting from Genetics. I'm not sure about that. They have the Altar, which is extreme meta, if you would, right now. And it looks like there's also a con. Is there a con at Climatizer?
Yeah, it's a couple of different teams scrapping over around this Climatizer area, and a little different sort of varied compositions we're seeing. Obviously, the Altar being a sort of standard pick for both of our teams here, but we're also seeing the Horizon come out from one of our squads as well. Scooby going to be piloting that, and Horizon's a pick where it's often quite niche, right? You often see it in certain situations, and she's got those situations where you can really help out your team, especially in those team fights, but often replaced by some characters like an Ash, and, well, like an Ash going to be taking people down already. Team 9, I will get the list of teams up on the screen there, already picking up first elimination, and they're looking to clean up this team fight.
Those P20s, exactly what I was talking about. Ruling the game right now for Apex. I think this might be Team Boiler. I could be wrong. I'm like 99% sure it might be Boiler, but I could be wrong.
I'm just getting the list, so I know it's going to be a little bit blurry while I'm tabbed out here. I'm just getting the list of teams that we've got that compare to the team names. There we go. I've got it up. So we're back in the action.
And yeah, look at this. We have a Sentinel, a 30-30 repeater, which is very, very good right now. And this Loba's just trying to run away. Support character. Obviously now, support... We're coming out of the support meta kind of reign from last season. But support still have a lot of unique kind of abilities that Apex or Respawn have put in since maybe players have played in the past. Respawn players now, not Respawn, support players now respawn at faster speeds. They also can pop meds faster, as well as when they craft, and the crafters, they actually get a mobile respawn beacon with the banners. So there's always a reset as an opportunity now. I don't think it matters what that guy over on Overlook kind of heading that way does, because the team fragment, or not fragment, Climatizer is bouncing on him. It's not looking too good for this poor guy. Oh, do it, do it. Oh, do it. No.
Well, so close yet so far here for Team Boiler, and charging up that Sentinel, making sure those superpower shots are going to be ready in the tank when needed. But also was able to just get out of there, just survive, and it was the great escape. It really was from the Loba here. It had to go through thick and thin to get out of that situation. But now over towards this sort of Stacks Dome section of the map, we have this team of Alpenjäger moving up, pushing forward towards this dome, and it is going to be Casual Wolves who they're up against, and it's a duo, and well, this is certainly not a death I expected to see today. Keika's going to go down to the lava.
Oh, no, Casual Wolves. This isn't looking good for them. And who even is this? Mephisto, team number 6. That's Alpenjäger. Alpenjäger taking the fight into Dome. Quite interesting to take a fight into Dome. Dome is obviously one of the worst POIs, but maybe they just want, maybe they're kill hungry. Maybe they want to reach that 60-point match point threshold fast and take the games, take the win home early today. Paddy trying to run for his life.
Well, let's see how things are going to sort of develop here as this game starts to roll on a little bit more. Zone going to be popped, and we're going to get an idea of where this second zone's going any second when it does eventually close in. But, you know, for the time being, everyone just making their way towards the zone. A lot more safe play happening from some of our teams here, and everyone quite happy to just gradually sort of stroll their way into zone, set up shop, get all the loot that they need. As everyone obviously wants to have a good start to game number 1, right? No one wants to be the first team eliminated. Obviously, we have had players drop, but no one and no team has been fully knocked out of contention just yet. I guess Golds has, but, you know, he was sort of the one. You know, the thing is, Golds, based on the placement points, you are guaranteed to get 1 point every single game.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll be close. At least I'll be close to that.
You might have more points than some teams. You never know.
Oh, here's hoping. Here's hoping. I think it's going to be a Mirage au Trois finish, Hodge. Is that what you're thinking? Looking
over towards that way, yeah.
That kind of region. Lava Fisher, Mirage au Trois. It's going to be in the next 20 seconds. We're going to know. Getting a scan too over in Lava Siphon. They're going to see that team actually coming from Stacks. I wonder if they take the fight. They're going to maybe watch the entrance. Yeah, okay, they see them. They see them.
Here we go, here comes the fire, and that's a lovely Ash Tether play to catch one of the players off guard, and it looks like they're just going to try and continue to chase this down. There's still 2 players alive. Oslo's managed to once again play ring around the rosy with the Loba bracelet here, but is he going to be able to get any further this time? Try and pop that med kit in a bit of a secretive manner there, but when we look over towards Ashimschlag here, he seems to have just been able to work his way around the map completely, you know, undetected. And my question now is he going to have the heals to get out of this? He does have that med kit, but considering the zone's moving in a minute and a half, you know, even when you get out of here, you've got to get your running shoes on and get out of there quickly.
You gotta keep running. He knows his med kit times. We like to see that. He's gonna get that off in time. He's 100%. Surely he takes this evac tower. I think he's gonna just go up that. Yeah. Just take the easy way out. Team 11 Paddy Casuals also playing as a solo. Some solos too. And Kimmy's gonna be going up against Boiler possibly.
Oh.
Don't
Lovely sentinel shots to break the ice here, coming through from Boiler. We love a good sentinel shot here, don't we, Golds? Always nice to see some sort of entry fragging, I guess you can say, some dualism. That's a bit of a grenade. That's not something we expected, and I don't think Freshly did there either. Boiler going to have to back off a little bit. They've recognised they're at an armour disadvantage. Now they're also at a player disadvantage. Fish has been able to assist Walden getting that first, and I mean, Kimmy's already off to a good start here, and Boiler, they've had to back right off. They're being pressured from all these different sides, and I mean, it's just a push coming through that seems relentless. They're going to have to back off again, and just to getting away with his life there is that altar.
Well, you talk about entry fragging, and I think there's nothing more to like that than that frag grenade we just seen. The whole Jay now with the R9 trying to get some shots off. Maybe going down though, but it's always literally he gets the mid kit and they take Richie down. This is huge on height and fragment, but this is not where zone even goes. This is going to be zone 3 closing in about 2 minutes. They need to take the fight, they need to finish the fight and get out of here, because you know what it's like, zone 3 closing, med kits, etc. You don't have a chance to survive that at all. They need to not take this fight and just get out of here. They need to rotate away. Well, they need to, I don't care if they can. They need to.
They can take the altar TP! Or maybe they've already used it, I'm not sure, but they are going to have to go back and play for that banner. Team Kimmy's, they're just going to have to try and get their way out of this zone. They've recognised that that's not really a fight they want to chase into the zone. They can play gatekeepers. They can hold out over towards this landside area, but maybe they're going to be the ones getting held here. What have we got set up in the tunnel here?
What's this? Wraith?
Wait, we need to see if this works.
There's no way.
Surely not, right? Oh, the jig's up.
No.
There we go.
Oh no, you did it too early. You did it too early.
They just know. And that's just going to be clean up central here for Kimmy. Oh. They're going to pick up all the KP. What have we just watched?
Jay cleaning up. Kimmy's your team, who you have said to win game 5, getting some kills, getting some points to the board. Octa,
yes.
They're lucky they have that lifeline with the drone. You know, they can easily rotate. They also have her Halo Shield, her new ultimate ability, which is going to help them here too. Talk about lifeline. Here's another one. Oh, here's the nades. Don't you dare, little Padil. Don't you dare. We're okay. Be your tank. Is he the tank, or is he going to go down? Well, it's not looking too good. It's not looking good for VG Frag. One of the VisionGaming goats. Oh, what is this? Whoa. Got you. Ain't got nothing.
Well, everyone's... I know they say many people die atop Mount Everest every year, but I think we might have more deaths on top of this one, to be honest with you. I mean, the Newcastle leak was certainly something. It was certainly a attempt, but I mean, when you look at things right now, VisionGaming versus VisionGaming Green, it's a battle. Who has the better eyesight, and who's going to be going to spectators at the end of it? I mean, it is going to be a Valkyrie at the end of the day here by VisionGaming Green, and it was a fight that was very much stalled out. I mean, VisionGaming, they didn't really have a way to get up there. They were the evac tower came through, but essentially they were just waiting for the drop. And at the end of the day, VisionGaming Green just don't give it to them. They get the hell out of there, and they move on over to Landside. But I mean, when you look at Landside goals, Landside was quite full earlier on. So what's going to happen now?
I have no idea. Looks like every single team is just gonna try the hardest to contest this. Look at this, Hodge.
Oh no.
10 teams overall. There's 7 teams still up, and we're in round 3 still. This is huge. And oh no, poor. That was an altar. That's Ash. Poor Ash. Poor Ash.
Oh well, Frag's going to be last alive here. Founder of VisionGaming now going to have to find a miracle for his squad. And they're certainly going to be sent on the run there. Alpenjäger really off to a hot start, but now they're under a little bit of siege. Should be able to deal with it well. I mean, when you look at the syringes here on Mefito, 15 syringes, that's certainly more than enough alongside a lifeline to keep you alive. But the Ash TP coming out there, sort of looking to see what they can do to get out of here, reposition. Is this going to be something that they're contested for a little bit? Looks like the answer's going to be no for now, but I'll be hearing an audio cue.
Like
Team Genetics, and now they're going to have to... They've sensed blood in the water here. Oh my goodness!
Genetics! Do it, Genetics! Show me why you're going to win. Come on, Genetics. Do it. Do it for me. Do it for me. Oh,
Let's
no.
see.
It's not looking good. As you say, Alpenjäger are just dominating the scene right now. Genetics going down. Their Genetics getting destroyed by Team 6, known as Alpenjäger, taking the fight over in Countdown and winning the fight. Scald are also on kill feed, getting some kills too. Looks like that's Bloodwolves getting some kills on the board. And this is Kimmy's against Alpenjäger. This is going to be a good fight, Hodge. Both teams have been playing very well so far in game number 1. Oh, they try to take it up, but they don't want to. They see the P20s and they say, nah, I don't want anything to do with that.
Yeah, you got to be very careful how you peek these certain fights, because that can happen. And oh my word, Wolves was just torn to shreds, and now the pressure's going to start to come in from a couple of these different angles, and the trade did come through though. That's going to help them out a little bit. That's going to delay sort of a bit of a pushing factor. But the Alta TP came through, and now it might not quite go the way that Kimmy's expected. They tried to just sort of retreat, and that's the sort of value Alta can bring. You can just get across the map whenever you want to, especially in sort of lower team lobbies where there's not going to be many teams taking up some of these spaces. You are essentially just able to take whatever fight you want, and if things don't go your way, then you can just get out of there. So Kimmy's, they backed up. They've managed to somehow now find themselves near center zone, but in the center zone it is going to be Bloodwolves. So Bloodwolves, they're going to be holding things down, but hang on a second. What have we just seen coming through there? That's a snipe and a half for the PK.
It's Kimmy's. Kimmy's and Bloodwolves are friends in real life. They used to be part of teams together. This is tea. This is blood. This is drama within Tier 2 Apex. Who's going to win this fight? Whoever wins this is never going to hear the end of it, Hodge. I can tell you that. They're taking the Ash TP onto them, into this kind of attic kind of room. Now they missed it. Oh, shot. Miffy's still going down.
Oh, what's even happening now? I mean, the siege is coming through. Alpenjäger, they've maybe bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, but they're going to still fight to the bitter end of the R9 spray. Is it good enough? The Lifeline Halo buying them some time. The Peacekeeper is taking away that time. Let's see how things are going to develop. The Alta TP, that's such a smart Alta TP. You just get it out of there through the floor. And now, Kimmy's, they've gone from offense, switching into defense.
Huge. Absolutely huge from them. And look at that, talking about it back at the top. And this, I love this spot. I love this spot. This is great. In zone 2. That's great. I think that's actually going to be in zone for 6. I think that will actually be for final zone 2. Whoever X-Trick, you are Juice and Alpenjäger, looks like they're going to get some points on the board. Val's going to be resetting up top in that kind of attic. Look at how much kind of room Kimmy's have. They've caught Scalder over from Bloodwolves. They're going to try to take the fight onto them.
Oh
my! Don't do that! Don't do... No! No! Oh! Bombardment! Oh! What a grenade!
Well, it was a good effort there coming through from the duo between a rock and a hard place, literally, but now it's all should just be a convergence in game number 1, down up on this solo, and at the end of it, it is Kimmy's who stand atop at game number 1. I mean, what a dominant performance that they showed us here on World's Edge, opening us up here in the VisionGaming Apex Invitational. But Golds, I'm speechless, to be completely honest with you. What did we just watch?
Those grenades at the end, I'm flabbergasted still from seeing what I've just witnessed. Crazy.
It was certainly very much crazy. We will get the scores up on our screen right now and get a look at who performed well in that game. Obviously, we've got Kimmy's as the sort of top dogs coming out with a first place and 13 kills. That's already going to net them 25 points here in the tournament and are well on their way to that 60-point threshold. But when you look at some of these teams who also had pop-off moments, I mean, maybe not necessarily placement-wise, but when you look at teams who got incredible amounts of kills, Alpenjaeger, they were taking a lot of those different team fights, and it netted them 10 kills and a 4th place, so good amount of points for them as well. So it's nice to see already in game number 1, some of these teams are well on their way to that 60-point threshold.
Definitely, and it's the team that you said who's going to win it all, taking the win, 13 points plus the 12 from winning 25 you're talking there. That's huge that's a huge morale kind of uplift from game 1. We've seen the fights too that Kimmy's took. It was well executed, it was well planned. Even the countdown fight that they took, and then they had to reset into the mid building. I don't know if you noticed, Hodge, but as soon as they reset, see how the cat queues went down on top of pole? They had revised that, they had rehearsed that exact push, maybe, I don't know, in scrims or other tournaments. So it was played to an absolute T. So well done to the boys over on Kimmy's, taking game number 1, 25 points up on the board is huge for them. But yeah, kind of good first game for everyone. Can't complain. What about yourself? Was there any notable moments from game 1, Hodge?
I think it's got to be some of those grenade plays that we saw. The grenades were certainly out in full force, and we'll get game number 2 started to see if we can see that continued further on through the tournament, because we had some exciting plays, but I believe we are going to hit a quick restart on the stream, and then when we come back we will have the sort of second game coming to you. We're just making sure that it's a stream delay, so stay tuned. We will be coming back in a minute, but when we come back it will be all action here on the Vision Gaming Apex Invitational, so stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back everybody to the Vision Gaming Apex Invitational. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical issues and had to restart the stream there, but we are back, we are ready to go, and we have game number 2 getting underway now. E-District is our next stop, and we're going to get to see if anyone else is going to stand up to Kimmy's performance that they had in the last game, or if they're just going to continue their dominance. Golds, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to see what may happen.
Yeah, 100%. E-District is a completely different kind of map, as we kind of touched on earlier on, compared to World's Edge. So different play styles. I think we're still going to be seeing the same kind of Ashe, Alter, Wraith, Cats kind of being picked, because I mean that's just the meta for this season. But in disregard to that, I think it's going to be quite interesting to see if teams do play differently. Are we still going to see the Valk being played? Are we still going to see the Lifelines, the Lobas? Because there was quite a fair few of them actually in the lobby. Looks like right now Team 7 is playing Mirage, which actually if they're playing solo it kind of makes sense, because the Mirage buff with Renaissance Man, he literally can do anything in the game as one class. So that one character that opens every single door for that one player playing in the game. Hodge, I'll pass over the casting to you for a minute while I jump off the map.
There we go. Gotta make sure that Gold is getting his 1 point, and that, you know what, production, can we get Gold on the scoreboard at the end, just as a laugh?
Yes.
Just because why not? Just get him on there. He's winning. He's casting. He's doing it all. But now game number 2 getting underway. And E-District, the newest map to Apex competitive, and well, not competitive, but the newest map to Apex as a whole. And we're going to get to see how teams fare under the circumstances. And we're seeing so far a lot of teams opt to drop on the sort of eastern side of the map, where the dropship started its path. Usually you see, you know, a lot of teams maybe a little bit scared, waiting till the end of it, maybe going, oh, you know, maybe a lot of people will jump first. I'm going to wait till the end and get a free POI. But no, everyone just sent it as soon as the dropship began its flight over the map, and then everyone wants to just get stuck in. Everyone wants to get these fights going, and already we're seeing a little bit of sort of potential clashes by a couple of our teams.
Yeah, there is, as you say, you know, that kind of top west side of the map is very populated. You look over at Blossom Drive, Neon Square, literally no one's there. I think Team SPC are glancing quite near to there, so they have 3 or 4 POIs widely available to them, and Zone is actually pulling up towards all these teams that landed here, which is in favour to most of the lobby, to be fair to them. So now this kind of puts a thorn into the mix. Do they then take the fight, or do they just try to bunker down here and try to get positioned for endgame? I think it might go over kind of Humbert. Oh, I'm frying him with that. Oh,
my word.
Their Sharingan FPS is running in and taking the fight. Oh, wait, one goes down.
One goes down, and another one follows, and now one player left alive here for Boiler. They've certainly hit some very high temperatures this game, and it's not a good experience for them. And unfortunately for them, it is Blood Wolves who are sort of running them down. Sharingan FPS is going to fall, and this is Kimmy's getting involved. They want in on the action as well, and it's a big party over here, over towards this sort of heights area of the map. I mean, Kimmy's, we saw how much of a performance they had in the last game, but they're starting to continue off of that dominance and take it into this match as well.
That's it. Scalder being the last one alive over with Blood Wolf. She's going to run away. Looks that Tinto is going to go down. Sharingan FPS is also not looking recoverable for them right now. But, oh, they're also getting the scan. That scan, for any people who might not really watch Apex, basically it's a UAV. That is a player scan that shows where players are in the general area, and they have done that scan just to find where that Scalder is running away from. Kimmy's want Blood Wolves out of the picture. They want an easy win, I think. This is looking good for Kimmy so far. Team 1, SPC, on the other side of the map, over by Street Market right now. Looking good for them too. So it is, with being kind of the other side of the map, looking good for them,
It is, and someone who's not looking necessarily good for is Scalder, but he's able to get the opening knock with that either. Can he get the armor swap though? He's trying to find this finish. Can he get the swap? It looks like he will be able to. And Team 2, the rest of them aren't quite quick enough to capitalize. But Scalder, he's out of there, dashing away, TP out of there, and the Ash escapes for now. For how long? Oh my goodness, it looks like the cleanup crew is in session, and actually that's a completely different team getting involved. That is Genetics picking up the KP, so I don't know where they came from, but they were there to capitalize nonetheless.
Taking Blood Wolves out. Blood Wolves are only the wolves showing blood this game. Team 13, Kimmy's taking the fight onto Genetics again. This is a common fight we're seeing. Last 2 games, Genetics versus Kimmy's. What's going to happen? What's happened before in game lobbies, Hodge, for this to happen? Come on, guys.
No, we'll find out. I mean, on the side of Kimmy's, the downside for them is they've already used a lot of their utility. I mean, the altar that's TP's already been thrown down, as well as the Dark Veil from the Catalyst, and the Ash TP also on cooldown. So in terms of utility, it is going to definitely be the Genetics roster who is going to have the advantage with that. They've currently got that low black market down. They've got the Wraith TP, and they've got everything that they need to work with. And there's a couple of teams in the area right now. It certainly seems like they will quite happily fight this. They know that they certainly have that armor advantage with that purple, and it's just about hitting those shots, winning that fight. Off screen as well, Alpenjäger going to go down, and we're going to start to see some fighting happening all around the map here, but our focus certainly is, for the time being, dialed in with this fight here between Genetics and Kimmy's. We're going to get to see if Genetics can really play a little bit of upset here to our Game 1 champions, because right now they're taking a lot of damage.
Come on, Genetics. Oh, Fish taking some damage off the frag. Not too much though. And I don't think much is going to happen here. I don't think there's going to be a big kind of fight. It looks like it's pulling down more Humbert Labs. So I don't see why they would take the fight. Valve's playing low grounds. Oh!
They tried kidnapping with the altar from below.
He's went fishing and he's went down. Fish going down like a fish out of water. X-Breaker going down 2. It's 2v2 for Genetics versus Kimmy's. Who's going to win the fight?
That was a masterclass there so far from Kimmy's. The brain power was there, and while it didn't translate, the shots certainly did. But can they hold on? Wald's got to do it all, and now he's got a P2020 to try and work with 30-30, trying to find some hope here, but all hope just seems lost, and that auto TP probably not exactly what he was looking for. Wald's just going to have to try and get out of here and hope his 2 teammates survive. Hang on a second, are they going to be able to get this reset? Oh my word, he's gonna get it!
No way. And there's a reason they call him the Berlin Wall, Hodge. Because he is the last line of defense. What a play from Valve and Gimmy's to get the reset off. That is amazing. Amazing awareness from the full team to take the altar back. Look, at the back. Oh, crazy. Team number 9. Boiler. Are they heating up or are they cooling down?
Ooh, well, I mean, when we looked at Boiler at the start of this game, they were in a very different situation, right? They were 1 player left alive, very low HP, so the fact that they're even in this position is quite surprising. They're all 3 players alive, blue armors, good amount of HP to work with, and while they do have VisionGaming looking to siege their building, they certainly still have life for now, but for how long when Extrict's got the P2020s in hand? Gibby Bubble going to be popped. And the defensive bombardment also going to be thrown down as well to make sure no one's above them on those rooftops. Ludo, though, might find himself in a difficult situation. And look who it is. It's Boiler picking up kill 1, kill 2, and looking to try and get that entire team wipe.
Yeah, Padel, I think, needs to be going to get his vision checked. Ironic he plays for VisionGaming because those E5 shots were all over the place. But...
What's this?
Oh, yes! What is this character? How can you do that? That is a crazy rotate. That is a crazy rotate. Like,
Ash TP as soon as he came through as well. I mean, this is mobility at its finest. We are now phasing through walls here in Apex Legends. That is the point where we're at in season. I don't even know anymore. But I mean, it looks like a Venn diagram almost with the amount of alter ults we've got on the screen. I mean, the Venn diagram is you know you've got crazy, and now you've got crazy, and they're all gone. So we fit into whatever category on this Venn diagram. And when we look at the rest of the map where all these teams are sort of rotated, they're all starting to sort of work their way towards zone. But you know, this map, E-District, often is quite fighting heavy, and I think that's already proved itself so far this game. Definitely. Just with what you're saying about that kind of all barrage on the map, I don't know if you were involved with Apex during Searmare, but do you remember when Exhibit Wood used to go down and you would just see the full map? Shoot the diamonds!
Exactly, just splatters with exhibits everywhere. That was a good time in Apex history, but also...
I don't know if it was like...
Well, yeah, that's true. Take me back to Bangalore, man. I prefer that one. Mythic Bin going to be going down over for the VisionGaming, but they're not going to get to it, looks like, right now, because Heisenberg, question mark? Maybe
Boiler.
No? Boiler. That's Boiler. Team number 9. Team number 9. I'm just going to put a 9 next to their name.
Yeah.
Just so I remember. Are going to be trying to keep that Mythic Bin for themselves.
Look, he's back.
It is the boys over on Kimmy's. And I guarantee you, Boiler probably thought they'd got away from them earlier on. But they're back with vengeance. They're back.
Back to fight. And they might have some scrapping to do right now, and Fish is trying to see what he can find in the storm, but that storm certainly hurts. You've got to get out of it, and it looks like they're going to be able to do that. That is the alter ult thrown down to allow them to retreat off of a push if need be. And it looks like they're already starting to progress forward. The first knock has come through due to the ring, and Boiler are in a little bit of a shambolic situation. Let's see if Kimmy's can capitalize off of it.
I don't think they know where Boiler went over to the right. What was in that mythic bin? Eh? What was in that?
It was a Havoc and a red armor, or a red helmet.
Very nice. We like a Havoc. But also, it's just a thought that's coming to my head with the altar queuing through walls and everything. Imagine you're someone who's never watched Apex before, Hodge, and you're seeing this character shift through walls.
I wouldn't know what we're
half
playing.
the map away.
I would genuinely start thinking, hang on, are we rolling back the years? Why are we playing Splitgate Battle Royale?
Yeah, I actually, do you know what? They follow me on Twitter. There you are. That's my claim to shame. Yeah, that's my claim of fame. Splitgate follow me on Twitter. I don't know how, but here I am. I'm just a big time guy, I guess. You know, I should have been. I should have been within the Splitgate community. I've never played the game before, but here we are. Damn. Team number one, SBC.
Maybe you made a very positive tweet about it. But yeah, I'll let you continue with what you were saying there.
No, SBC on top of Highland Labs. They've been here the full game. They've probably got the best positioning overall. And I say that, but CC. Okay, CC VisionGaming just annihilating. Segusi going down 2, leaving 1. The Halo goes down, trying to play through the shield, and it doesn't look like it's going to do much though. And Team 1 SBC going to be going down to the hands of VisionGaming. That was exactly the morale lift they needed. Huge. And here comes another team now. Luckily that Halo's there to block.
Oh, I hear a charge rifle. Oh no. Oh, who's got a charge rifle? Hang on, we need to find who it is. Who's got that charge rifle? Someone has it. I swear I heard a charge. Maybe someone's just dropped it as I've been scrolling through. But we are going to see the fight start to develop here. And it looks like it will be Extric trying to look for a bit more. And it was able to get that knock on a fish from Kimmy's. And Kimmy's now find themselves under a little bit of pressure. The altar saved them many times before, and it looks like that's going to be the case again there, as the altar gets them safe and sound inside this building. But will they be able to get the reset?
Here comes the team. Pulls through.
Hello!
Valve, 1v2. Do it, Valve. Do it.
Controller!
Yes! Come on! Valve, the Berlin Wall, stopping the forces again, and that is what he does. Oh my God, Val, just stop it. Oh, but the only thing is, he's a roller player, so.
I mean, at the same time, you can tell the person he was 1v1ing was also a controller player. He was trying to play. You can see him trying to reload his gun and accidentally rezzing his teammate. So I do resonate and have empathy for that situation. It's happened many times to me in ranked over the years. But we are seeing now the push starting to come through from VisionGaming. They want in on the action, and the altar giving them that entry into the fight. And maybe it's going to be a little bit of a jumping here for Kimmy. Can they survive? It's all up to Jay with the Havoc to get it done. Can't quite find one, and he's just out of there with the altar. Kind of dance his way around. The Havoc's good for 1. The armor swap helping out as well. Fish has got the res, and somehow Kimmy's just lived.
It's written in the stars. Kimmy's are gonna win. It's written in the stars.
Oh my God! Well, what's going on? Oh my God! It's just more people coming into Kimmy's hands, and every single time up to now, they've torn them apart, and things are just not going to change here. I mean, once again, Casual Wolves the next stop in the firing line, and it's more KP to the side of Kimmy's. I mean, it's just 13 kills already for them, and 4th place. What is going on?
Insane. This is insane. This should be going on their highlight reel. I'm telling you, this should be going on their highlight reel. What? How are they alive? How are they alive, Hodge? I have no idea. Jay and Vald keeping them in the game. keeping them in the game and winning the fights. That's huge. They were only on round 5, 4 teams left. Kimmy's still up, SPZ still up 2, playing bottom in one of the houses in Hammond, not Hammond, is this? No, Humbert Labs, and they're gonna have to play over on the right. This is kind of a common finish, by the way, for this season. I don't know how much you've played Apex this season, but this is a very common finish for E District this season alone. You want to play in that back house, kind of where SPC have kind of pinged with a yellow ping. So they've read us quite well, and they're going to try and bunker down just in there. But the only big issue is Kimmies are alive. Kimmies are just going to come in, and somehow they're going to get out.
Do you want me to give you the alternative analysis? It's don't get run out by Kimmies, and unfortunately now for VisionGaming Green, that's exactly what's happening to them. They're going to realise what the sort of jig is going to be, and they're out of there instantly. TP away, getting out of there, trying to get refuge in this building, but you just can't escape anyone on the map right now. Wald is going nuclear with this 30-30 repeater, and he's not taking any prisoners, and now Tank's got to try and clean up the fight to the face. It is, and he's able to find it, but not before he gets cleaned up from across the map. 3 teams remain.
Kimmies, they're all in the houses, all in the houses here. This is the final fight. Besides the one player over on the left, I think they're playing as a solo. Are they trying to get a res? I have no idea. They're trying to get a res in here. Not good enough though. Fish trying to catch them, and he does. He does it. 2 left. Exo Extric over from VisionGaming, last alive. 1v3. Come on, do it. Do it, Extric. Do it.
Well, it's certainly something to ask. I mean, right now, 19 kills, if I'm not wrong, on the side of this Kimmy's roster. It's just one more in the firing line. Line it up once again and knock him down. Kimmy's are on a rampage here in the VisionGaming Invitational, and they have no signs of slowing down. Every single kill, every single play just felt like a test to see if they could be sort of 1v9'd by the rest of the teams in the lobby, and we got our answer. The answer is Kimmy's win. Kimmy's do not lose.
Insane that from start to finish of Kimmy's game, they were taking fights every single moment. They should have went down in that fight that Val used the altar, away. They somehow get the full reset. Then, on top of that, they get into Humbert Labs and they somehow keep going. It's insane. It's insane how that is even a thing, but
I don't even know.
I'm just lost for words. Look, 20 kills. 20 kills. I've just looked at that. 20 kills.
Let's see some maths here. 25 points last game, plus 32 this game. Kimmy's are 3 points away from hitting match point, and it's only been 2 matches here with a 60-point match point threshold. They could very well be winning this in 4 if they get the opportunity. Game number 3 will present itself, and well, we'll see how that's gonna sort of roll on. But yeah, let's get the next game loaded up. It is going to be Storm Point that we are moving over to next. And
my favorite map.
Yeah,
I love a Storm Point, can't lie. What do Kimmy's like a Storm Point? That's what really matters right now. Yeah, I'm just stunned that it's been 2 matches and they're already 3 points off match point. Kimmy's are looking good. I already know, I've seen Kimmy's the last few weeks playing in CC. They've also been playing in scrims every single night they can, and I think it's kind of shown justice. You know, from the last time me and you casted Hodge, Kimmy's were good, but they weren't this good. They're looking so good right now. I'm a bit worried for anyone else within the actual scene going up against them at any point. We're going to be going over 3, 2, 1, boom. Anytime now. I'm waiting for the noise. I'm waiting for the noise.
let's here. There we go! That's the noise we like to hear.
There
Hopefully
you go.
not followed up by someone complaining. We haven't had anyone crash yet.
Let's not say
I
that.
don't believe in the myth of the crash. You know, I've never, in all the times I've played Apex scrims when I used to play competitive, I never once crashed. I don't know. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the Apex crashes.
You don't believe? You just think people
I
just
believe
leave the
it's
lobby?
players trying to mess with production. They think they're trying to disrupt the production. But yeah, Storm Point is up next. We've got we've got our third and final sort of map here before we go back over to World's Edge for game number 4 and start, you know, replaying some of the maps we played. But yeah, Storm Point, like you say, your favourite map, my favourite map. Often plays a little bit slower, but I'm interested to see how that's going to fare with this sort of lobby, because this sort of lobby have so far shown us that they do not like playing slow. It is not a factor. They will just charge at anyone in their sights, especially Kimmy's, who many times in that last game that we just watched looked like they were down and out. They decided to have other ideas.
Other ideas, indeed, like pressing W.
Pretty much.
Which,
yeah, Gold,
yeah.
Are we locking in the caustic? Oh, I don't know about that one. Gold's just locking in the caustic.
I used to be a caustic main. You know, caustic was my first person I got 1,000 kills on.
I can't get on
even
board
bought
with that.
his like crazy skin, not his prestige skin, because I'm not spending $500 on it, but the other one that came with the Void Nexus one. Look over to my POV, I guess, and let everyone see the wonderful skin that I've got for caustic. I'll go out the ship. Oh, look how beautiful this one is. Wow.
Wow. Please jump off the map as quickly as you possibly can. We don't want to see that on our screens. Anyway, let's get on board with the rest of the lobby and see who is going to be stepping up in this third game, who is going to be making their way onto Matchpoint potentially, and who is going to have some work to do here. We do have a bit of a contest over towards Mill. 3 different teams dropping over there. Kimmy's one of the teams involved in the action. We've already seen so far they seem unkillable, but can someone upset that what's felt like unkillable force so far?
Val taking down 1 over an SPC. 1v2. No, 1v3 actually. CC gonna be going down 2, and there Kimmy's getting the 3 points they need to be eligible for Matchpoint, Hodge. That's them now on Matchpoint. The 3 points in their bag, and that's our first team over on Matchpoint. Kimmy's getting 60 points on game 3.
Oh, the spoiler! And what do they have to cook up and say about this situation? Clearly not enough. Maybe do they? Oh, Kimmy's, they've been felled, but they managed to get the trade. And now, find ourselves in a 2v2. Jay pops up though, and he's able to find another one. So, Scooby in a difficult position. It really feels like this is just a game of whack-a-mole here on the side of Boiler. They're trying to hold on, but they just cannot withstand Kimmy's. And it looks like they're going to walk away with a 6 KP already in the first minute of game number 3. They're on a rampage. They're on match point. They can't win at this game, but now they've done their job.
I'm lost for words, I'll be honest. I have nothing I can even say. Kimmy's are just the most brutal force. Well, it's going to be a Jurassic end zone. I love a Jurassic finish. It's going to be really nice to kind of see and cast over. Jurassic, that team over though, all the way up in Lightning Rod aren't going to like it. I'll tell you that. But I'll tell you what they will like. No one else is over there. Look at that top right section of the map, that northeast section. No one's there. They can go through Command Center, they can go down through Mountain Lift, and then just go into that kind of Jurassic area if they plan to do that rotate. Great. So it's looking good for them. Team number 5, which is VisionGaming. So that's good for VisionGaming. Good for them on their tournament.
It is VisionGaming, a team who we saw incredible performances from in game number 2. They managed to get second place by Xtrix rat play, but also we're so huge in some of those team fights. I mean, Xtrix, a standout player, obviously. We saw him, you know, solo carrying team fights almost with some of the shots he was hitting. And now they have, like you say, the whole northeastern side of the map to themselves. Will they be able to gather all that loot, use it to their advantage, and rock up to the fights with a lot of utility to work with? Because right now, the heavy focus of the match is over towards this eastern side of the zone. Oh, sorry, western side of the zone, over towards Down Beast.
Yeah, and as you say, Extrict's rat position from game 2, also game number 1 on Wild's Edge. Remember when he was just underneath the little, like, banner thing? I don't really know what it's called, bridge. That was great play from them too, some great ran. Blood Wolves are going to be taking the fight. Ballistic Ult coming out. Ballistic Ult gives teams full ammo. Unlimited ammo, oh god, unlimited.
Oh, here comes the whack-a-mole again.
And here comes, they're trying to fish them out, but they can't, and they don't know who's got up what. Oh, it doesn't look good for them. Next fish gonna be going down. 1v3. No, I mean 2v3, what am I saying? Scalder also doesn't look too healthy, taking some damage. If I were Kimmy's, I don't know if I'd take the fight here.
Yeah, they don't really have a choice right now. The fight's being brought to them, but they're getting punished. How are they finding a way back into this, Jay? The shot to the vault piercing through, but is it going to be enough? He's got one more left to work with here. Ash dash away, but finally, what felt like an unkillable demon. Not quite Faker, but you know, to some level, an unkillable demon is finally felled here on Storm Point atop the down beast. And the ashes will certainly mount up here on top of this fallen creature.
Well, it doesn't really matter, because even if they did win, they wouldn't have won overall. But I mean, they Qual, Team 6, Alpenjäger. Oh, don't you dare! Mephisto the mantra. Oh! Come on, Mel.
It's still very winnable.
Alter means alter. Oh, 99, Paul. Oh. SPZ, huge for them.
What a 1v3 coming through from Mel. I mean, you have to think, although that was an incredible play, it could have been played so much better by the other team. It was an unfortunate situation for both of those squads, and at the end of it, it is the 1v3 from Mel that wins them the situation. But they've still got some teams in the area, and one of them is going to be Genetics, who look like they're walking up the hill and might about to be running into them.
Yep, here they come. I don't know though, they might not. Mel Captino obviously just showing us there why they're the captain.
I think they will.
Far right side maybe? I think maybe far right sides. Oh no, they, oh, the Nenny bursting out of action, huge. And no, they're not going to take the fight. They're going to play over by no name / mountain lift kind of area, going that way. I rate that. I think that's a good play from them. SPZs are going to be now just kind of keeping their eye on that side of the zone. Yeah, everyone's kind of spread out here. No one's really taking the fights yet. We're going to see more and more fights happening though within the next few minutes as that zone closes and makes teams have to play. Oh, that's huge for SBC. Look, they can play on the other side of wall and pylon. That's really, really good for them. It's also quite good for Alpenjäger. Alpenjäger can play over in that mountain lift kind of area in that entry point and just hold there. There's some trees there and that kind of POI surrounding, and they can play those trees for cover and kind of just rat. So that's really good. I like that play. And maybe we might see a casual boost and task air fight over. I don't know, Barrow. I don't know.
I've got something a little bit, a little mini game we can play though, because I don't expect much to happen here for the next 30 seconds or so. So look away from the monitor, Gold.
Okay. I'll close my eyes.
All right.
Oh, can I open?
No.
Okay.
Cover the mini map with your hand.
Okay. Yep.
Now, whereabouts on the map am I currently?
I'm gonna say you are by like that cliffside bit that goes down, by like where you can go down and you take you into the launch pad and stuff. No.
Do you want me to reveal, or do you want another guess?
Reveal.
Okay, well the action's starting to pick up, so we will reveal that we are in fact over towards.
Oh,
wait, no, I've got that wrong. We're not even there. We're over here. There we go. we're over here, and we have a very, very nearby onboard here with Team SBZ as they now look to take a bit of a fight as Casual Wolves has made their rotation in, and they currently reside beneath them, so a little bit of action about to ensue here, but who is going to come out on top of it? High ground currently held by Team SBZ. They don't really need to fight this. It is going to be Casual Wolves who, if anything, need to sort of gain some ground here, gain some advantages. And for both teams eventually going to be pushed out the POI, but first team is going to have to show their cards are going to be the Casual Wolves.
Casual Wolves with the Ash TP though, as you say. So they can make a rotate if need be. Team 5. VisionGaming. Oh, who's this? Oh, the dupe! The Duke, I love that. I absolutely love that. There's going to be Genetics taking over onto VisionGaming, and VisionGaming going down to the hands of Genetics. Getting the reset to they're over in like Cascade kind of area. They'll make their way slowly in.
That location interests
5 teams still left. One of them Team SBZ on that high ground. And they're looking to take control. That's really such a good play with the Catalyst to take away some of the opportunities for this squad of Casual Wolves inside. They now only have 2 exits to this little bit of a affair they find themselves in. And, well, you have to think that this should be quite a readable play from SBZ if they choose to. But how are they going to approach this inside Casual Wolves? What are they going to opt to do to get themselves... I mean, you know, if they really wanted, I mean... SBZ can literally just drop down and stare at them through the windows, try and bait peeks, and that would probably work. Wait, is he going to sit and storm?
Yeah, I think he's just sitting and storm, which is going to burn through meds. That's okay. That's okay. He's not doing that now.
Just trying to make sure that they didn't try and drop down and peek it, but I think it's not really it wouldn't be a favourable situation for them anyway, so SBZ, they're just going to be quite happy sitting on height here.
Yeah, I feel though that the more SPC stay up here, the less they have opportunity-wise endgame. You know, they're not really securing a zone. Well, look at that. It doesn't even matter if they don't secure a zone because it goes right to the wall. That's great for them. They can take as long as they need and make the very slow rotate after taking a fight with Casuals. That's really, really good. Lucky in their favour. Go for Genetics. Going for this mythic bin. Show me a Kraber. We've not seen anyone with the Kraber yet, Hodge. And I really want to see a Kraber being picked up. Getting 210. Here comes one team. Oh, it doesn't realise. And who is it? It's
Blood Wolves. What are they going to be able to cook up here? Trying to dance around this rock. Can't get too close to that altar. Teleportation, because you will find yourselves dead. And they might anyway. Peacekeeper now starting to shatter the souls of this squad. Will it finish them off? Peacekeeper ballistic trying to find the shot, trying to find the fight. But at the end of the day, it's not accurate enough. And they go down. What a play there from Oslo and the gang to get that over the edge, pick up those red helmets, and now 20 seconds before they've got to rotate.
Yeah, a very well executed play for Genetics. Blood Wolves taking the lesser, sadly, from them. They can get the reset now. I think the Blood Wolves there were just a little bit too split. You know, we had one person going for the mythic bin, which is all I can 100% understand, wanting to secure that mythic bin. But I think in that moment of time, the thing that comes first is taking the fight. You know, you can't have your team too split, especially when you're interacting on a bin to open up the bin. Getting a PK is still obviously going to be a deal breaker, but it's not going to be a fight winner. You know, maybe they might have gotten, I don't know, a Havoc instead of the PK, and that might have went in their favour, but putting all your eggs in one basket and trying to capitalise on that one bin is a little bit too much of a, what's the word? It's a little bit too good to be true in that situation, especially when your top 5 teams left. You should kind of be playing just for trying to win the game and trying to get your position overall. Genetics taking a fight in Team 2. This is at SPZ, as I said before. Love where they're playing. Absolutely love it. The chaos can unfold in Jurassic. They can take a very late fight. And I think SPC are in a good position to win this game if they just hit their shots.
Yeah, and then quietly as well for the rest of the game, we've seen this VisionGaming green squad. They've literally spent the whole game sat here waiting, hoping someone's going to trek through here, hoping they'll get the advantage in positioning, and now they might start to get ran out a little bit. The armor advantage quite clear. And that's going to be their detriment, their downfall potentially. And also is just flying in there. Loba Bracelet in with a Prowler, taking bodies, breaking hearts, and potentially knocking VisionGaming Green out of this match.
Genetics. They've already reset, to be fair, pretty much. Team 2 are in a good position where they can kind of gatekeep. But... Oh, was that a... Oh, I thought it was Horizontal.
Well, the fight will be taken. Here we go, the Ash TP forward, the nades singeing away at multiple players' health. But it will be Mel who pushes forward on this altar. Try and capitalise off of that knock. Adam, last one to try and deal with the pressure, but the pressure can't be dealt with. The Wraith goes down, and at the end of the day, it's SBC Life Choosers who walk away with game number 3 and the victory coming from Pylon. They dispatched that eastern side of the map, walked their way into zone, and at the end of the day, it was a third party that they had to win, and they were able to do it. A wonderful game 3 coming through from SBZ, and that's going to net them a whole load of points.
A whole lot of points indeed. Currently sitting on the leaderboard, I think, at 11 points. So let's see where this boosts them up into the lobby. It's going to be crazy seeing the first team going out being the team. Oh no, it's not team 13. They were actually the 9th team to go out, which is Kimmy's. Obviously. Boom. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making a wee screenshot. I do apologise, everyone.
No problem. I mean, in that game, it was certainly a performance from very, very different areas of angles. I mean, we had that team of SPZ pick up 9 eliminations in a first place, good amount of points there, but also, a second place team, second place with 9 kills, that's nothing to scoff at. That's also a good amount of points putting up on the board as well. And obviously Matchpoint achieved in that match by Kimmy. So a varied amount of performances, and we can't wait to figure out what the next game has in store for us. Game number 4, we'll have one team going into it on Matchpoint, but until then, we're going to go to a quick break, have a look at the scores, and when we come back, we will have game number 4 and World's Edge back on your screen. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Welcome back everybody to the VisionGaming Invitational. We're here to get game number 4 ready, and it could be the very last of the tournament. We'll see if Kimmies are able to close things out as they find themselves on Matchpoint. But we've got to get this this next match locked and loaded in a second. As you can see to the right of us, game number 4, World's Edge, coming up to you very, very soon. But, I mean, we've got to recap what we've already seen today and what we've got to go forward next as we continue the tournament. So, obviously, World's Edge next, and then if we get a game 5 and 6, we'll be heading to E-District, we'll be heading to Stormpoint. It's going to be a whole load of fun, Gold, and I can't wait to see how that works out. But now talking about what we've already seen and what players have to do to get there, that is obviously your win conditions, that is the format. So do you want to re-walk us through the format there, Gold?
Yeah, so 60 point for match point. Once a team reaches the 60 point threshold for match point, the next game they win the whole tournament overall, and they take home the money. The point distribution is based off, like, first place gets 12 points, second place 7, second 9, sorry, third 7, fourth 5, fifth 4, third, 6th and 7th 3, 8th to 10th 2, and 11th to 15th 1. Then usually it's 16th to 20th 0 points. And obviously you get 1 point per kill, which all accumulates at the end of the game, and it's added to this wonderful scoreboard here, which we can see Kimmies are the only team on match point with 65 points, and the team closest to them is SBC Life Choosers on 32 points. So second place still has a little while to go before they reach that threshold of match point. Kimmies, if they don't win this game, they have a few more games to kind of as to fall back on. You know, if they don't win this, it's not as if SBC are going to win next game. Same with Vision Gaming, third with 30 points, fourth Team Genetics with 27, fifth Blood Wolves with 21, sixth AI Alpenjäger with 20 points, seventh VG Green with 15 points. Eighth,
what about Team Gold?
I was actually also Matchpoint. That was also on Matchpoint, but I told him to take me out because I would have won. I would have already won by now. I was with the caustic. I just thought it would be a bit unfair for teams. You know, that's just how it is.
We're now going to get a chance, speaking of winning, to see if anyone is going to win. And we're going to get game number 4 started as we look to lock and load our way onto World's Edge with Legend Selection. Back on World's Edge, we saw that in game number 1. It was quite chaotic. And we're going to get to see if history is going to repeat itself from our first game. Or if maybe, you know, teams have understood how each other's play styles have been working and are now going to be in sort of a good position to sort of play how they want. I mean, obviously the first 2 games were dominated by Kimmies, but now they've got the chance to win. Are they going to sort of fold under the pressure, or are they going to lock things down now?
I'm not too sure. The meta is looking the same as what we've seen so far today. Well, we're going over onto World's Edge. What's your favourite POI, Hodge, on World's Edge? I
think on World's Edge, my favourite POI, it depends because it's gotten a lot worse since I used to land there. I used to love Harvester back when I used to play competitive Apex. We used to always land Harvester. It was when Zone was such sort of a very dominant playstyle in Apex. Everyone was trying to fight over those heavy zone POIs, but obviously the meta's changed. The POI is not as OP as it once was. Beacon rates have changed as well. Harvester used to have a 90% ring beacon rate, which made it really good. But obviously now they made that equal across every POI, and some of those POIs then lost a little bit of worth. But we'll see if anyone opts to land over there. It looks like the answer's going to be no. But speaking of landing and, you know, fighting over a POI, we once again have that over towards Climatizer as we see Team 6 squaring up against Team 3. And I don't quite remember the team names, but I will get those up on my second monitor in a second.
Yep, Team Genetics looks to be going over Team Alpenjäger. Who's going to come out on top? I think Genetics won last game, or last time we were on World's Edge. So are they going to keep that domination on Climatizer, or Alpenjäger going to win this fight and win the POI? Climatizer's a POI I personally really like, but you know, the last time I said I liked a POI, I got clowned for that. But Epicenter is by far the best POI ever created in World's Edge, and I will die in this hill. I will die in this hill. Well, Epicenter is the best POI. It's the truth. It's the truth. As you can tell, I've never played professional Apex before. I just cast it because I'm not good enough. Looks to see they're going fishing. They're going fishing. I
think it's a bait. I think they're trying to find people, obviously. Trying to see if they can hook anyone up, but at the same time, make everyone stare at the portal and then push from all these different angles. They've been able to find one, but that's a good trade coming through. The R9 really putting in a shift here, but will it work out? Will it be able to warrant a kill? No! It's now all up to the Alter, who's able to find it with a P20, but it's all now a 1 versus 1 P20 EVA rate against the Wraith P20 versus double P20. At the end of the day, a single P20 comes out on top. Actually, it was a double in the end, but Team 6, Alpenjäger, gonna run over Genetics there, and well, they're gonna take Climatizer.
Coming out on top, over on Climatizer. Huge. You love to see that. Again, looking like what are you gonna say? I'm gonna say maybe staging Rashgotois.
I'm gonna cheat.
Thermal. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's exactly where it's going. That's good for teams like Boiler, who are already in thermal station, or even better for Kimmies. The team only on Matchpoint in thermal, huge for them. This could be it. This game could be it, Hodge. Game 4. Game 4.
And a chance to win it in game 4. I mean, we've seen quick Matchpoint finishes before, but game 4 is pretty much as quick as you can do it.
That's
but now Ward's on the run.
doesn't always mean that though, you know. You've seen Val going down. This is exactly what you're saying. Boiling him up. And it's going to be a 2v3. I don't know if they're going to take the fight here. I don't think they should take the fight here. They should play smart here. No, they're not going to take the fight.
I don't think they care what you have to say. I'm going to be completely honest.
Just like though
hang
what
on.
you're saying. No, they're not. Surely they don't take that. Oh,
First not going to Kimmy's, and
Fish.
will they be able to hold on? No, Fish has overstayed his welcome a little bit, and it's all up to Jay. Or a 5th game will be coming to you very, very soon. Let's see if he's going to be able to get this race out. We've seen how good Kimmy's have been at getting these resets. But XBZ Life Choosers, the closest team in the chasing pack, currently all down to 1 player. So in terms of teams who are close to them, there is no one close to them. They have a good cushion of points, Kimmy's, to work with. Even if they drop this game, they still have, you know, a couple more, you have to think. But it will be the 2nd place threat taken out. And that's going to be that team of Blood Wolves, who are stepping up when needed.
Oh, and they're going to take that altar all the way back. That's not bad. I don't know why they're taking that. I wouldn't have really maybe taken that in that situation. Maybe for the rotate, it's not bad to be on height. Over on staging, at least to see... Oh, this is good for Kimmy's. Kimmy's getting the respawn back. But with what you were talking about earlier, when Kimmy's were in the fight, the last team that I really remember having an early match point threshold possible finish was at ALGS when Optic Gaming won the first 3 games.
It live.
Wow, I was there in person. Trust me, I was there in person.
I was as well, yeah.
Great, yep. So it was. And TSM came back to win on game number 6. Imperial Hal reps. And the goal.
3 in a row.
The absolute goal, Verhulst. Coming back, taking it in game 6 on Stormpoint, I think it was. And winning it all. So is that going to happen with another team, or is Kimmy's just too right now far gone? They're 30 points within this distance.
Are you comparing Kimmy's to TSM 2023?
I'm comparing. Don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to answer that one.
I don't think TSM would have the aura to go match point in 3 games. To be honest with you, they always
Washed.
were trying to be the chasing pack, never leading it. But let's hope that it's not the Optic Gaming effect that happens to Kimmy's.
Nothing on my man Duplex. Nothing on my man Duplex.
You'd have to think if Kimmy's don't win, we're going to be here a while. So they've got a lot of chances.
It's a while for Rocket League, so we got a while. We've got a while.
Yeah. We've got all night. And just Alien knows a thing or two about spending all night doing working on a broadcast. Happened last night. And I'm sure we wouldn't mind running it back once more.
I don't know what happened last night in this production, but I'll tell you, thank God there's no twerking going on today. Thank God there's no twerking going on today. That's what you said, right? No. You said tweaking. Oh, my brain is just mush. Apex Legends does this to my brain. I'm sorry, everyone.
Where have you got that from? I don't think there was anything to do with that happening on the broadcast yesterday.
Well, what happens in the broadcast stays in the broadcast. I'm not going to judge us for anything, okay? None of that here though with Apex Legends. We can tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry. But Kimmy's going all the way over to getting over the backside of Thermal Station, playing very slow. I think they're gonna just get a evac, possibly into zone. Speaking of their biggest threat, I would say is Blood Wolves. This team right here that we just seen, team number 12, Blood Wolves, is great. Huge team fights and awareness. They've not been too lucky today with their fights they've been taking. I feel like maybe they could have won a few more, but I think they are one of the teams that is opposing a threat. Like that, Scalder there doesn't really have to peek that long for the nades, and doing so, he's taking a bit of damage. Look at that, he has 10 cells, which is more than enough, but he's kind of using meds that he doesn't need. They're in zone, final zone. In my opinion, right now, I could be wrong, they should be taking top height on Harvester, bunkering down in top height, not harvester, thermal station.
The harvester, yeah, maybe
Bunkering
not.
down there and just playing for their meds. I understand this is quite a assault heavy meta, but
Oh, what's going on in here?
assault heavy
Oh,
meta. Paddy, get one.
that's not where you want to walk into. It's a bit of a spider's web inside this building.
Paddy
and
taking it too.
unfortunately, the spiders. Oh, this squad potentially. Oh my word!
What?
Blood Wolves. I don't even know what to say. You could hear me getting a little bit mixed up there in that fight, and it was because it's not really a fight you expect to be won there by Blood Wolves. They dived in, they got punished, and they somehow find a way back.
I don't know if I agree with the res coming out from Paddy there, but here we are. They're now going to be on this. They have all the death boxes in the world. Just loot, goblin, horde, and all the loot. This is what they need. They're into... Where's Kimmy's at this point? Where have they went? Kimmy's. Oh, Kimmy's are going to take the fight to them!
Oh, this could be a very interesting fight. Kimmy's moving up. Quite an isolated fight. No chance of a third party. Straight up 3 versus 3 if they decide to take it. And it looks like they might just be waiting for this care package to drop down, actually. Not sure what's quite in it, but certainly we've seen power weapons help them win some of these fights so far this this series of games. Most notably, the Peacekeeper Sniper that was in the hand of Jay in game number 2. And it will be that red helmet alongside a bow-check bow that will be in the hands of Jay. But no, it looks like he's going to drop it. And what is it with the disrespect to the bow-check? I can't with it, honestly. I really love it.
I can't agree, I'm sorry. I can't agree. I pick a G7 over the bow check any day of the week. But especially a gold G7.
Yeah, but it's a mythic bow check bow.
I don't know, you need to have some mythic aim to get it. My aim isn't that good, Hodge, so I don't pick that gun up.
Someone who genuinely used to do archery, fun fact. I enjoy the bow-check bow. It's a fun weapon to use.
You tell me things about your life, and you have such an interest in lore of life. So you do archery.
Well, it does seem that way, but it's not in fact a reality. it's not in fact true. I quit archery because the old woman who used to run the club, she thought I used to lie about my scores, so she just started like ranting at us, and I was like, no, I'm not having this. Get me out of here.
So you were like,
I thought, you know
evergreen.
what? Yeah, I thought, you know what? It's forget actual archery, and I'm gonna go and instead of having.
Oh, here it is.
Instead of
you've seen
there
how
we go.
fast he
You've seen this one
there.
before.
You see how fast he swapped there, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I thought instead of having like old people scream at me for shooting bow and arrows in real life, I thought I'd just do it the virtual way and make children cry about it.
Well, yeah. Did you feel that there was some sort of like ability? What's the word? Like shooting an arrow in real life was the same as the bow check. Is this how you felt?
No, I think an arrow in real life would do more than 60 damage. But
oh, you think so? We should try it. We should try it.
We should not. We should not try it. We should not be trying it. And what we absolutely will not be trying is a Kraber, because that certainly does some damage. We've seen the full effect of what that can do. We haven't seen it yet from Jay. He's
0 for 12
everywhere.
Right now.
He's hit everywhere but the back. Everywhere but someone's head so far. But surely it can't get to the point of a Feluvian 0 and 12.
I'm telling you, 0 for 12. Do it, please. If that happens, oh, he is going to be getting clowned on. I'll let you know that right now.
Doesn't matter how many shots he hits, you'll still say he's 0
it's always 0 to 12. It's always 0 to 12 when I'm casting. You know. Always 0 to 12 when I'm here. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that. But Bo, wait, look at that guy. He's called But Bo. That must be your favourite character then, Hodge. But Bo.
I don't know. If his name was just bow or like
Just
bow and
bow check.
arrow, then or bow
Oh,
check, yeah, then. But he's put butt bow. That makes me think he's got some sort of hesitation about it. Like, you know, when you say but this instead, it's like an alternative. You know, I don't want it. I don't want the bow as the alternative. It's the primary, the primary method of fire. Always.
Oh, what is the secondary method of fire then?
Open press. To be honest with you. Or grenades, depends how it's going.
Grenades, you had a crazy childhood. You're talking about bows, bow and arrows, and no grenades. Okay. I ain't no idea where you're from in
It's like
England,
playing
but
dodgeball. It's just playing dodgeball at that point. Dodgeball, hot potato, whatever you want to call it. But right now, we're seeing Jay. He's certainly playing. I don't even know. He's playing Kraber Legends. You know that song where it's like 10 green bottles on a wall? That's what Jay's playing right now with this Kraber. He had 10 shots left and now he's got 7, but he's able to start making some of them count. Shot to the dome.
1 and 8, man. Ugh. Why?
Yeah, that's proof. You can't say he's 0-12 now, Gold.
Why?
We should probably talk about the fact that like Kimmy could be about to win. Never mind, that's a Caster's curse.
It's okay, don't worry. Kimmy's are not about to win.
That's a Caster's curse. I've ever seen one. Jay's gone down. The Kraber's not in session unless the altar Q can come through to save him. But
no, but there's another team shooting them. I don't think they know that Kimmy's are down there.
Wait, he's being recalled. Hang on.
Yeah, this is.
Oh my goodness! There was like half a second before he was about to get finished there. How have they managed to get that reset? I have no idea, but Kimmy...
Blood Wolves have no idea. Blood Wolves have no idea.
Now they know! Now the fight's been brought to them!
Autoloader, engaged. Vald versus Sharingan. This is a fight of the ages
Look at
right
that high
now.
ground.
One ballistic gets cracked. This is good for them.
There's no way. This team don't know. They don't know. And Kimmy's...
Oh! Stinging. Oh, I thought that was again.
I thought it collided through the rampart wall. I'm not too sure. I don't think it did. But
how did he get down with the P20s?
I'm not sure. But the Ash TP, the nades certainly coming through. The double sky nade coming through from Fish. They just want to take the whole side of this zone and clean up shop. On the other side of things, Blood Wolves cleaning up as well on the other side of the map, and now it's down to a 3v3, V2, I believe.
Great awareness from Kimmy's, by the way, to get that side of the map and for Blood Wolves to get the other. But I think they have more cover on this side than Blood Wolves do. So the team in the middle are gonna maybe try to shoot Blood Wolves more, and I think this is looking good for Kimmy's right now. Vald's in the middle of zone. Look at how much ground they've got. You know, they have a guy on height, they have a guy in mid zone. This Mel Captino can't really do much about Vald. They've all grouped up together again. Oh, this is nerve-wracking final moments.
You see, Kimmy's just sort of dropping their catalyst utility to work with here. With when this Dark Veil does come into play, inevitably, that ballistic could be a big factor over towards SBZ. And remember, SBZ currently the second place team. They could put up some big points here if they get a win. Could be crucial for them, but on the other side, Kimmy's, they want to walk away with the win. Let's see if Blood Wolves can throw a bit of a spanner in the works as well. Not sure who this could go to, but it could be anyone's game.
I don't think Kimmy's know. No, not Kimmy's, Blood Wolves. I don't think Blood Wolves know that Kimmy's are... They should know. Okay, gets a craft. Jay crafting something. No idea what. This is... Look how spread Blood Wolves are. They're taking a lot of zone. This is good for them. SPC are in a really bad position now. If they try to leave that house, they're going to die. So, Kimmy's are... Oh, look how much... Oh, this is... I think Kimmy's actually are in the best spot right now.
Yeah, here comes the fight.
Veil. Here comes the Veil. The Veil's going to come up too. 100%.
The fight. As SBZ look like they might be under siege. Blood Wolves, they're going to catalyze this end game. They're going to be the ones to make the play. But how long will it last? They want a siege and play for second. But Kimmy's, they have to sit back and watch. They are just going to play for the third party here. Wait for those knocks to start coming through. But this fight still sort of stabilized a little bit for the time being.
Can I fish? We need to somehow... Oh.
Kimmies are getting involved. They've already pushed forward. They are ready to go. It's a 3-team affair now.
I don't know if I agree with that. You know, they could just wait in the dark veil.
I don't think they quite recognise the situation. They don't recognise how healthy this Blood Wolves team is. Blood Wolves have played such a smart game to back off and play a bit of an unknown presence. Kimmies, they're now fully engaged in the fight. They're going to have to take that altar TP to get back. Overstayed their welcome. And Wall, is he going to be able to get out? No. It's going to be a 2-man show now for Kimmies as they stay on their quest to get it done. A lovely, lovely play from SBZ to hold things down in the building.
This is huge though, because they're gonna fight either way. The 100%. All these teams need to fight. Sharingan's on one shot. He's gonna try and get a Phoenix cut off. Team 12 gonna be going down to the lion's hands of Blood Wolves. It looks like 2v2, 2v2v2. I think maybe. I have no idea. Huge shots.
Well, like you say,
no, Blood Wolves.
2v2v2. Anything can happen.
The util.
All up for grabs.
One goes down.
And Kimmies, they just might want to sit and watch. They might just have to clean up shop. Fish looks for the either 8 kills, but it has to be turned around, and Jay can do just that with this honor. It's now going to be Kimmies versus the world, and the world relies on SBZ. The rest of the lobby,
such a good
their hopes
queue.
and prayers.
The queue is so good.
But have Kimmy's just got this all wrapped up.
This is the best day in the world.
Could call the game. But can the Sky Barrage get it done? It seems no. They move forward. They step up to the challenge.
Missing shots.
2v2. Either right comes into play for the honor. He rips them against the
1v1
to settle this game. And Kimmy's get it done in the end. You're champions of the Vision Gaming Apex tournament. Kimmy's. What a destructive performance we just witnessed, Gold.
My heart is in my mouth. Crazy. Kimmy's winning overall. I have no idea how. Val's going down when they first take the fight. Then there's a 2v3v3. Blood Wolves trying to leave. Take the fight to Kimmy's. Kimmy's win the fight. SBC trying to reset. Skynade's coming out. Skynade's forced them to move. And Kimmy's take the win. Absolutely huge from Kimmy's. Team 13, Kimmy's, are your winners for Vision Gaming Invitational.
They certainly are. I'm going to walk away with that victory, and well, let's get a look at the scores on the Apex scores. We'll obviously look at the overall scores later on, but for now we have the scores for that match, and it was Kimmy's. It was them who took home that game, took home the tournament win. Matchpoint in Game 4, a lovely display of action from them. 8 kills was all they needed. And you know what? My prediction was pretty good today. I predicted 5. It wasn't quite 5. It was 4. But you know, we still got the right team this time. And yeah, 8 kills, a really good showing from them in that match. But also, I think Blood Wolves are going to throw themselves quite highly up the leaderboards there as well, with a 3rd place with 12 kills. A really good showing from them in that match number 4. And I think we've obviously got our winner, but the rest of these point standings could really be up for grabs a little bit here, Gold.
Yeah, Blood Wolves high point game coming out overall. I've seen a photo from production saying 0 and 7 points for goals. That was huge, absolutely huge for me. Yeah, absolutely great. As you say, I think that game might have kind of stirred up the leaderboard a little bit. Some teams like Blood Wolves playing a little bit better. SBC were obviously, or yeah, SBZ were already in 2nd before, so I think they've kind of got that 2nd place from that alone. You know, we look at SBZ and they played really well all kind of day. So yeah, fair play to them. SBZ, yeah, absolutely great games from all the teams. 4 games, Kimmy's coming out on top.
Yeah, just a lovely display of action there from Kimmy's coming out on top, and we will get those scores hopefully sorted and ready to go very, very soon when we do have the overall scores lined up. But just to sort of recap the day, Golds, if you had to give an MVP to anyone throughout the day, who would it be? Not even if it wasn't on the winning team, it was just a standout player from one of those teams who were in the chasing pack. Who would your MVP of the day be?
Okay. Meme choice, Golds. Not meme choice. I'd have to say Vald. Vald played so well with the alts, with that E-District performance too that we've seen. I think that just kind of cements him being MVP for the day. There's also some other stuff too. His micro was just really, really good today. So he, in my opinion, would be my MVP. Vald, also known as the Berlin Wall, as we know him in the community as, absolutely great play from him today. And also all the other teams too, let's just say that now. Lots of good plays from many other teams. But for me, it was just Vald took that kind of centerpiece and performed a little bit better than everyone else. And what about yourself, Hodge?
Oh, I would have to agree with you on Vald, to be honest. There, I think the guy played absolutely wonderful. I think in this new sort of evolving meta, a lot of the time where it's just about who can adapt the quickest, who can really put their best foot forward the quickest and adapt to changes where the meta really asks teams to adapt. Ultra meta is one of those metas, it's very, very different. We're seeing rotations that you would have never been able to make with these the sort of buffs that have come through to Ultra recently. It's affected the game on such a huge scale, and the teams that are able to adapt to it very quickly, such as Kimmy's, are having such a good time with these new changes, being able to just get above everyone else on their knowledge of the new changes, execute it better than everyone else, and I think that's exactly what we just witnessed there. And Vald is a massive sort of centerpiece of that, about just creating those opportunities, being the one to pilot that character, make those openings, those rotations on that character, and really sort of dictate the pace for his team. So massive shout out to Wald. It was obviously a standout player in our eyes, but all three of the players on that team really put in a shift to get that match point victory over the line. But we're not done yet. As much as we are done for a gameplay side of things, we are going to get to talk to one of the players on the team. So we'll go to a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the scores on the doors, and we'll also have Fish for an interview. Welcome back, everybody, to the VisionGaming Apex Invitational here. We have our champions. It is Kimmy's, and we do have Fish on board for an interview. So Fish, congratulations. I know it was sort of a very quick performance from you guys. You just sort of shut down the whole lobby. I mean, in terms of a difficulty level for the whole lobby, did you really feel like there was a team who sort of challenged you at all today, or do you reckon it was just pretty smooth sailing in general?
Yeah, I mean, look, we went in trying to get some momentum, trying to get the points to reach the match point, and obviously we did that quite quick. We were hoping the third game on Stormpoint would have been a little bit longer, but in the end we did get the points. The team on Down Beast played that really, really well. And I just made a big misplay, which just caused more problems for my teammates. But in the end we did get the match point. And yeah, we did go on to win it.
Golds, you got anything to
yeah. So with the kind of current meta with Kimmy's and everything, how would you feel that has kind of put into practice for today's tournament, if that makes sense?
Well, I mean, look, when we're doing things like Challenger Circuit and pre-season qualifiers, we need to be playing a lot more careful, because sure, you need to get top 10, but you also need to be careful that you're not putting yourself in dangerous positions. So we opted for the cat as a bit more of to be on the safe side, with the cat queues on the altar portal. And then, of course, you have the altar just in case you don't want to be in that position that you are in. Normally, I usually like to run an Ash Cat Newcastle, bit more secure, but we opted for the more aggressive one since we did need the points.
And yeah, you talked about a more aggressive composition. Specifically, one legend that I sort of want to highlight with that is Alter. We've seen a big shift in the meta recently. Alter getting some play time. How has it been sort of adapting to Alter really being at the forefront of the meta? I mean, we're seeing a lot more Alters, a lot more chaos. It's quite a different sort of character that really sort of shifts the pace of the game. I mean, you can do rotations that you could never do before, like through walls and stuff. So how have you guys sort of adapted to that?
Well, it was very strange because when she came into meta, I had maybe 6 kills on a total the entire time that she'd been out. So it was a bit of a surprise. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise for Alter really coming into meta. But I mean, the first couple of scrims that I did with Alter were very difficult because everyone's obviously learning the different play styles of Alter, how many people you can push, the limits that you can take with her. But at the moment, she is quite nice to play in meta because it allows you to sort your 2 teammates to go and push, and then the Alter can recall them back if they're getting a bit of a sticky situation. But no, I think she fits quite nicely alongside Ash and maybe another defensive legend such as like Cat or Newcastle or Watson.
Definitely. With going on to winning, obviously VG Invitational Land 5, what would you say is next kind of in the line for Kimmy's? Obviously, I've been kind of keeping up with the team for quite a while now. What is the next steps for Kimmy's as a team?
Well, at the moment, I'm just subbing, but I know them quite well. Good friends of mine. I think for them, it's going to be obviously Challenger Circuit. They're always going for finals and trying to go on to LAN and Pro League. Other than that, it's just other tournaments, getting their names out there, getting more recognition. Trying to get that momentum going as a team.
Definitely.
There we go. And sort of as another point, I predicted you guys to win, so I'm very happy you guys were able to win. I said that you guys would win in Game 5. You proved me wrong and said you'd do it even faster than that in game. I already thought Game 5 was like going to be very quick considering we only had 10 teams in the lobby. But Game 4, I mean, that was even better. Gold, I can't remember who you predicted, but you did not go with the Kimmies. You did not go with the Kimmies buff, and that's what happens when you don't predict Kimmies. But yeah, I have to say, Fish, thank you for joining us here. I'll give you a bit of a moment to sort of give any shout outs to anyone who you want to, and thank anyone who you want to before you head out. But otherwise, thank you very much for joining us, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say thank you to Jay and Wald for being such good teammates along the way. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them, obviously. Wald being MVP. So, yeah, congratulations for them too.
There we go. Got to give the team a shout out. Thank you very much for being here and taking the time to talk to us here. And congratulations to Kimmy's as a team and Fish as a player, obviously. So thank you very much for joining us there, Fish. It's been great to have you. Well, that's lovely. Really enjoyed talking to Fish there. It's always nice to get to chat to players and get their insight on sort of how tournaments happen, what goes on behind the scenes there, Gold, and really how Fish and Kimmy's were able to strive towards that victory. I mean, it was a solid performance from them for the whole day. It felt like they just ran through everyone. I mean, at one point it felt like they were unkillable, right? Oh,
definitely. That E-District game, I was sensed though that I made the wrong choice with genetics, and I thought, well, I should have picked Kimmy's. But here we are. You live to learn these lessons. Kimmy's coming out on top, a force to be reckoned with, and hopefully, with what Fish said, we see them winning Challenger mode, making their way into Pro League at one point, and making a name for themselves. Some great players on the team, some great chemistry overall, and who knows, maybe me and you might be there to see them win the LGS. Hey?
Maybe one day, hopefully. But yeah, I think overall, as a day for the tournament, we've obviously got some things to look at. We saw the scores briefly in the break, but if we can maybe get those scores up one more time, just so we can sort of talk over them. I mean, I love how we've got you at the bottom, by the way, getting your 9 points there. Congratulations, everybody. Can we get a round of applause for Gold? Truly, I know it's only me, but there we go. Gold. What a performance! Even tying with the team in 10th place. So congratulations.
What can I say? I'm just so good at the game. On a real note, though, looking at the scores and saying our thanks, we have to really just say thank you to VG for even hosting this LAN, as well as Apex. You know, obviously, I think you said, Hodge, VG are trying to make their way into Apex, which is great if they are, because obviously
We need more MEA tournaments.
we need more. You'll hear me say this 100 million times. You really will. EMA is a great region with great players like we've just seen today with Kimmy's and SBC Life Choosers, Blood Wolves, Vision Gaming, Genetics, Alpenjaeger, VG Green, Boiler, Casual Wolves, SBC, and obviously me at the bottom. But yeah, absolutely great talent within the scene. And for VG and even the guys doing production behind the scenes, I want to thank them for they asked me the other day if I wanted to do this after you asked, Hodge, and it was seriously much appreciated. It's absolutely great to be part of something like this. Great
to be part of this, and when it comes to our teams, thank you to them for signing up, especially on a Challenger Circuit weekend as well. It is much appreciated, everyone we got signing up, and hopefully the next time, if VisionGaming do decide to run back the Apex tournaments, that we can get a couple more sign-ups, hopefully when Challenger Circuit isn't on. But overall, a really, I think, successful event. I remember in the break after Game 3, our producer / organizer of everything, it seems like, for the Apex tournament this weekend, Kasalian, and I remember him saying to us, I've not really actually watched Apex or played it very much before, but I'm actually really enjoying this. This is going very well. So I hope everyone else really enjoyed it as well in the chat. We certainly enjoyed casting it, and yeah, it's been a very good event. So we have our champions. It is Kimmy's. We have had a lot of fun here, and we're still going to have a lot more fun today. But for Apex, that is going to be it. But we've still got more to go today. We've still got more events. It is going to be our Rocket League Invitational playoffs happening later on today, 7 p.m. Central European time, in about 2.5 hours. So make sure to come back at around that time and join us for that. Golds won't be here, but I will be alongside Lecky Spec to cover those playoff games, and it's certainly going to cook up to be a very interesting playoffs evening. So make sure you join us then. But that's it for us. That's it for Apex, and we'll see you very soon. Have a good night.